What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and thank you for clicking on this video. Today we're going to review the Chucky TV series. Boy, do I love me some Chucky, man. I mean, I did not see all the films, so I'm pretty sure this series had a few Easter eggs or maybe some callbacks to some of the previous films. So spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this show, I will be mentioning some things. So if you haven't seen it, stop this video right now. Or if you just don't care, then let's go ahead and have fun and talk about some Chucky. Chucky TV series is 8 episodes and it continues the whole legacy of Chucky, bringing in some new characters and also bringing back some former characters from past movies, and one of them being Andy Barclay from the original movies. I mean, but he's all grown up now. He looks almost exactly the same. He's almost the same height too. But really, this show is doing that formula where it's trying to pass on the torch to new people, the new characters, but also calling back to the original. And in order to do that, we have to bring in original characters from older movies, from the previous films, and therefore the story evolves and revolves around that. We have the character of Jake Wheeler, who finds the Chucky doll because he's like an artist, he's a sculptor, he uses all his vintage stuff to build his art. He comes across Chucky and that's how they meet. And as the show goes on, him and his friends start to figure out where this Chucky doll comes from, the history behind it. So therefore it gives the audience some exposition, some little bit of background story. If you don't know anything about Chucky, if you've hardly seen the films or haven't seen them at all. I've seen the original. I saw Seed of Chucky, a little bit of Bride of Chucky, but that's about it. And all the other films I have not seen. So I'm pretty sure this series had some Easter eggs, had some stuff that was calling back to other films, but I wouldn't be able to point them out really because I haven't seen all the films, which in a way I really didn't mind, because that way I don't have to be one of those persons that is like, oh, you know, remember that? Remember that? Oh yeah, I do remember that. To be honest, what I like about this show is that the characters are written very well. They're very well grounded. It has its teen drama. It has some you know, your usual stuff that a teenager would go through, some BS at school. It's bullying, romance, crappy teachers, crappy parents. But where I found myself really enjoying this show is how Chucky becomes this manipulating figure, and he's trying to become like some sort of mentor for Jake, starting out with Jake and essentially just messing with him and messing with everybody that he meets, trying to make them into killers. He uses their history, he uses their traumas, their fears to just give them a little push, give them a little motivational push to just really become better than that. And that's where us as an audience, we're like, come on, man, like, don't listen to Chucky. He's just playing with you. He doesn't care about you. At some point, I also started to realize that this show it made you feel like a kid again in a way, but it's a much more mature show, obviously. But when Jake and his friends come together and when they start trying to solve some things of Chucky's history, or where they're trying to find out his next move, they're trying to stay one step ahead of him, it reminds me of like a Goosebumps show. That's pretty much what Goosebumps was. Every episode, it's either a group of friends or someone who meets people and they get involved into some mystery that they gotta solve. And it was always fun watching that as a kid, and this show reminded me a little bit of that, just with more blood, with more cussing and more sexual stuff. And as I was watching, I didn't really care how the story developed. I just wanted to see Chucky kill people. I just wanted to see these kids get terrorized by Chucky, the way that they would bicker back and forth, how some alliances were formed and broken, and even how some characters that started out as enemies eventually became a group of friends where they formed a trust, and it looks like they'll be carrying on from there. In this case, it would be Lexi. I hated Lexi in the very beginning. She was Jake's bully, and she would not stop messing with this kid to the point where she even dressed as his dead father for Halloween, and she was pretending to get electrocuted because that's how she died. But eventually they squashed it, and because her family was involved, everybody's family is involved in this thing. They all have parents who get involved just as much as the kids are. But they eventually become friends. They form a trust along with Devin, and it looks like they're gonna be like a trio of friends that are gonna carry the series from now on. And that's one thing that the show does well, the fact that all these kids have somebody that die within their family. A lot of people die in this show, right? Even if you watch the extended, I'm not sure if the normal version of this has it, but I was watching the extended version of this episode, and towards the end, Chucky does like his own little review, his own little recap of the show, and he tells you the kill count. I think it was 21 or 20 something. A lot of people die, a lot of family members die, so it makes you feel bad for these main cast of young characters. Episodes in between the first ones and the last one, its story doesn't really develop for me. I feel like all we have is a lot of flashbacks of Charles Lee Ray and his relationship with Tiffany, and that really didn't do anything for me. It just is, at the same time, it's just trying to give you a backstory of Chucky, of Charles Lee Ray, and while staying in the present, there's just people getting killed, people getting murdered and stuff, but it really doesn't do anything to push the story forward. I really didn't need the flashbacks because I really didn't care. I mean, it doesn't do anything, and the actors who play young Charles and a young Tiffany, they are acting as they're talking. It's not their own voice. They have a voiceover of Brad Dourif and Jennifer Tilly talking. Brad Dourif's voice does not fit with the guy who plays his younger self, and also Jennifer Tilly's voice doesn't match with the girl. Now these episodes lead up to the last one, where we really, it's not until the last one where we get some actual new piece of info that tells us why Chucky was trying to persuade Jake. We all thought that he just did it because he just wanted to kill someone just for the heck of it, but he has a reason, and it's just to build some army. But it's like, you could have said that either earlier. I mean, it's not like I felt that there was such build up for that. It's not a show where I was really watching it and breaking it down and getting very technical with it. It's just a show where you should just have fun with it. It's very entertaining. It's not scary at all. It's not meant to scare you. It's not meant to put in some defying horror elements. You just want to have fun with it. You just want to have fun. Chucky over here messing with a bunch of people. But I want to know from you guys, what did you guys think of Chucky the TV series, if you've seen it? If you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button. Smash the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Follow me on Instagram. Keep watching this channel and keep watching movies or TV.